Hey, what's up guys? So, back at it with more card rulings from the newer set. Now, we're going to be taking a look at Queen Madolche Tiramisu. So, she requires Madolche monsters, so let's go over her effect real quick, and then we'll kind of talk about what she can and cannot do. So, she requires 2 Madolche monsters. Once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card to target up to 2 Madolche cards in your graveyard. Shuffle those targets into the deck. Then, shuffle cards your opponent controls into the deck up to the number of those targets affected by this effect. So that said, you're obviously you have to use Madolche monsters. So even if you are detaching the Madolche monster, that is part of the cost for her effect. If you don't have any other Madolche cards in your graveyard at that time when you activate her effect, you can't actually return anything. You can't really use her effect if you don't have any Madolche cards in your graveyard, even if you're detaching that. So let's look at what Konami actually worded it, or how they actually worded it. So it says you can't use a targeting ignition effect if there aren't any targets for it, even if paying the cost of the effect would create one. So that would be similar to a Zombie Master or similar to a Lumina Lightsworn Summoner. So that said, let's take Lumina Lightsworn Summoner for example. Let's say that Lumina is on the field, there are 0 Lightsworns in the graveyard. You cannot discard, say for example, Wolf Lightsworn Beast and special summon Wolf Lightsworn Beast if there are no targets in the graveyard. Now if there's a Wolf Lightsworn Beast in your hand and Lumina is on the field, and let's say there is a Raikou for example, yes, you can use Wolf, you can discard Wolf and special summon Wolf because you already actually have a target that exists at the moment of activating Lumina Lightsworn Summoner's effect. So that'd be similar with Zombie Master, you gotta have the zombie in the graveyard. Also, one important other thing I want to talk about was the Madolches in general. On Duel Network, they really need to change the wording on this because originally OCG and TCGs, they had a different ruling, and then Konami came out and said that Madolches, they reworded the new stuff from Abyss Rising, and that said, now it's worded, instead of when this card you control, it's actually when this card in your possession. Now that changes it because if a Madolche gets Solemn Warning, it does go right back into the deck. So that changes some of the playstyles of Madolches, and because that was weird that we had it differently from the OCG. But that said, now it's just similar to the OCG, and I think that's good. We shouldn't have a card game where they have different rule sets across the world, and I think that we really need to unite and just make it so the rules are the same. I'm glad we actually got rid of priority because more similar to the OCG. I just want the rules to be the exact same. But that said, yeah, Queen Madolche Tiramisu, if you do not have any Madolches in your graveyard, even if you're detaching one, you cannot activate her effect to bounce. So that's an important ruling because, I've seen a lot of players play Madolches, but I don't think that it's topped yet. But hey, in the future, if it does top, more players will be running it, and this is an important effect because sometimes early on in the game, it's hard to get a Madolche into the graveyard. And that said, they won't be able to use Queen Madolche Tiramisu as effectively early on in the game if they don't have any. So yeah, important ruling. I know there's a lot of rulings coming out, and I'm just trying to help you guys with rulings because it is important. Because sometimes on Duel Network, one admin, 5,000 players. I'm sure that admin is going to take a while to respond to everyone. I'm sure they're doing their best job, but just trying to help you speed things up. If you guys argue, and you guys can just send them the link that you need to have the targets. It's just like Zombie Master, just like Lumina, and we actually have the official wording right here. So you can, I guess, send them the video, and then they can actually read it, and they would understand. It specifically says Queen Madolche Tiramisu, so it actually says specifically the card, so that'll help them out. So yeah, hope this helps you guys out with some rulings as well as just knowledge about the game, because just knowing how you can really use a card or use it against your opponent essentially is important, and also just the wording, so in future reference you can kind of understand how some cards work. But thanks for watching guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon signing out.